I can see the dressing up thing. I've been to Renaissance fairs on multiple occasions, and the people all dressed up look like they're having a bunch of fun. I've never dressed up because I don't have any outfits to wear that would be on theme, but it does look fun. Renaissance fairs are a good time.
I've been to 2.
Literally saw a Stormtrooper last one I went to.
There was a really good one in Atlanta that we went to. I went to 7-8 years ago or something, and I loved it. There were so many people there. It was so big. There was like a brewery, and they're like doing like whatever that fucking honey ale is that they drink,
like mead, like old tiny,
mead.
Like
we're drinking mead, and they had this. I think Game of Thrones was hot, and they had this like dragon theme where they had this big machine where you could pay a certain amount of money, and they would give you an egg, and then it went. They like cranked a crank, and it went through a thing, and it cracked open. It was basically a whole rigmarole to play bingo. Yeah. Like the egg would crack open and you got the prize inside, and like there's like $10 eggs and $50 eggs, $100 eggs, and like I don't know. I toured that whole. They had the fire whip guy. The fire whip guy always shout him out. Like my girlfriend's friends.
That must be a staple. I remember fire whip guy.
My girlfriend's friends were all wet over the fire whip guy. They were probably my girlfriend too. Everybody was all about this. I mean, he was because I know this guy had a shaved head. He was you can find him. You can find him on YouTube right now. If you search Fire Whip Guy, you'll immediately find him. Shaved head, decent looking fella, and he can operate those fire whips. He's in really good shape, and he dresses period like I don't know. He dresses like a fucking musketeer or some shit half the time. And he can get the whips cracking, and he'll set them on fire, and he'll cut cans in half, and he puts on a funny show because it's not just a dummy out there going, and this is my third fire whip trick. Like he has like a whole comedy routine.
He's like really cool. Yeah.
I'm telling you, he's working a crowd. Like
I know he is.
And everybody, and look, everybody's dressed up. Like he's not. He doesn't stand out
Jesus,
like the one guy. Look at that guy. That guy's a fucking man.
That guy is pretty cool.
Look, anyway.
I like that, and you can see they were throwing knives also. Look at that. That's very medieval.
He does all sorts of things. Anyway, Fire Whip Guy was pretty chill. It was a fun show to watch.
There was a guy at the one I went to who like was dressed as a jester, and he would cram his entire body through the head of a tennis racket, obviously with no like, strings in it. But he would just like start it on his head, and he was like cramming his whole body through it, and it was like at multiple times on the way through it. Yeah, obviously no strings. But as I was watching it, there were multiple times where I'm like, is he gonna get stuck in a tennis racket? And of course he'd done that many times. Very impressive trick. I couldn't get my head.
How embarrassing would it be to get stuck like Michael Scott? Remember when he like put himself in the straitjacket? He's got the key in his mouth. He's like, all right, I'm going to show you all a trick. And like he actually coughs the key up, and Jim takes it. And now he's just for some reason he just continues to attempt to escape a straitjacket for real for a long time.
But it doesn't pan out.
That's always looked to me like the most frustrating. Like I would have a hard time not having a meltdown things, like being in a straitjacket and being like hot and like sweaty and like a confined room where you're like maybe you couldn't get enough breath to like just being stuck like that and not being able to like get your arms away from your body to like
that'd be awful.
I feel like off on the sweat.
I feel like straitjackets are kind of reserved for like people actively trying to hurt themselves or someone else. Right?
Yeah, you would hope so.
It'd be a pain in the ass to just like throw everyone in one of those who was just like, yeah, like I'm just here for my prison dentist appointment. Like that's all I want.
They have chairs like that in prison that are like a straight jacket chair. We were talking about that earlier, right? They have the straight jacket chairs for spitters and the like. I remember Scott was telling me that he was locked. My cousin Scott was locked up one time, and they were like, I think he asked him like, "What's that chair?" And they're like, "That's for spitters." It's like holy shit, because it's got the hood. And they put the hood on you and everything.
Yeah, well, you got to stop them from spitting. Like, what else are you gonna do? Make them uncomfortable to the point that they don't want to spit.
Dude, how do you get into that profession? I bet everybody who works in a jail or a prison and has to deal with inmates wants out. There's no way there's a guy where you're like, hey, dude, you've been how long you been here? 3.5 years. Would you like to get the fuck out right now and go work anything else that pays the same amount? You're goddamn right. Nights, weekends, fuck me, whatever. Yes, sir. Yeah. like it's gotta suck so goddamn much. Like there were some cool prison guards when I was in there, and I say cool as in they were cool with me. He looked like a fucking loser. but I know that he was like a failed cop because he told me.
I bet that's probably more common than you guess. Maybe
failed cops being in there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. They've got like, I bet when you fail, like, I don't know, the physical exam, god damn, you've got to be low bar for that. Whatever you fail, the psych exam, whatever. I bet they're like, you know who's got a low bar? And they're like, yeah, the sheriff's department. That's why I'm here. Yeah. No. I mean, like it fell off and got dirty, kind of low.
Yeah.
Well, who? The prison. Head down the road. They'll hire you in a heartbeat.
How do you feel about being spit upon?
I dealt with that my whole life.
Yeah. That is
good.
That would be being a prison guard would fucking suck.
What do they call
what
it?
An awful job.
I think they call it douching the guard when they make that concoction of shit and piss that they let ferment for a little while and get gross. They'll like shit and piss inside like a thing that they can like squirt at them or dash on them. Yeah. Usually if they're in a weird thing, they got to like squirt it on them. But in any case, they take urine and shit and like mix it together and let it stew for days, like, stirring it, adding. No, it needs a little more piss. Let's nice and sloppy the way Daddy likes it. And
I can't imagine that makes you popular in your cell. Like doing something like that, you've got to be like, well, I can't say anything or he'll fucking put shit in my mouth.
The guy I was watching, he was like, they tell you, hey, we're gonna douche the warden tomorrow, and be like, fuck, all right, because I know I'm catching a beating too.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
I'd rather get beat than have poo logs shoved in my mouth while I'm sleeping.
No, he means like no matter, he's like, whether I know that he's gonna do it or not, I'm gonna catch the beating. So he's basically letting me know, hey, you're getting your ass whipped tomorrow because of some shit I'm gonna do. And you just got to be like, he's like, they're coming in and they're gonna whoop both our asses.
Yeah, you got to slick me up with my own shit.
Can you imagine? Let's be real here. Let's say you're this prison guard who's not getting paid well and everything, and one of these motherfuckers throws a bottle of shit piss in your eyes. You know you're gonna give him an ass whooping tonight. Yeah. You're gonna go get sterilized, and then you're putting your armor on. You're putting your armor and your mask on. And you're coming back with the hose, the pepper spray, and a stick. Because fuck that cocksucker for throwing shit in my
own
eyes.
Fucking thermos of shit.
I mean, he's catching an ass whooping after that. Like, and you have to, right? If you didn't whip his ass, then maybe tomorrow somebody does it again.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they'd have to. I mean, they really should. The prison guards really should douche him back. Like fire with fire. Like that. It would get real then, because if the guards were like throwing poop water in their cell, it'd be like, you don't have anything to clean off with. Okay, well, you think about that for a while you. Well,
that's what homeboy told us, right? Like didn't he told us that they tied him down and pissed in his face.
I would hate that.
I don't know. I'm stuck.
So overblown.
So overblown. When I was a teenager, I kept hearing about the rainbow parties. Like, if you've heard of this, where every girl would wear a different color lipstick and the dick would get rainbow colored by the end of the night. I have never had such a party.
Who's down for that? Like first of all, who?
I would have been down for it.
Yeah.
I mean, I like all three of you guys. I don't want to get head in a room with you, like, because I would feel the need. You know what would actually happen is like I'd feel uncomfortable with the silence of all of us, with just the noise of 4 women sucking our dicks, and so I'd have to just ask. I'd be like, "Can we turn the
multiple
TV
dicks
on?"
are getting rainbowed. There's only one guy getting rainbow dicked in any sort of conceivable scenario. The idea that there's ever been a rainbow party, there have been so many more celebrities worshiping owls, literally, and so many fucking like black magic cults that have been literally trying to bring down society with demonology and magic. That has happened far more often. I would bet my life that has happened far more often and regularly than a fucking rainbow party. I would wager that the only rainbow parties that have ever occurred involved a pornographer who has also heard this story and said, well, I've got $8,000, so let's have a rainbow party and Marco roll. Like I'm telling you, nobody's fucking like, who are these girls who are like, yeah, I'll be this shade.
Yeah, after this, you want to work on geometry homework together? It's like, where's this happening?
It's such a made-up scenario. Like the ideas of like all the fuck bracelets that we're supposed to be wearing. If we're, I'm wearing the green one with the dots. That means I want you to come in my ear. Like that's what I'm into. Like all that shit is just so frustrating. All those urban myths that I don't know. I think mostly it was white parents.
The razor blades and the candy that ended up not being a threat at all.
Man, and that was the whole. Remember Candyman? That's the whole premise of Candyman was that there was a sweet old black man giving out candy, and somebody lied and said that he put fucking. I think they said he was a child molester. Anyway, they beat that old black man to death in that movie.
Yeah, not a good movie.
Not a good movie.
No,
not a good movie.
Don't.
Did you see the new one? You see the new one?
They have Candyman 2.
Yeah, no. Well, there was a Candyman 2, but this is Candyman. This is more like Candyman 2022, like a new spin on it. So the guy's like slowly like.
You know, it would be a good name. It'd be called Candyman Type 2. That would for their sequel.
Yeah, I love that. It's a diabetes joke.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I was watching the gears
different kinds of fun, and I'm like, he can't mean that.
I love how Kyle picked up on that immediately. It's diabetes.
I could see Woody being a bit befuddled.
Let's have Woody catch up. Anyway.
I couldn't tell if he was befuddled or if he was mad because like he has diabetes and he hasn't told anyone yet. He was just, he was either angry or confused, and I couldn't tell which. Would you talk shit about diabetes? It's home.
He hasn't told anyone. But he's like, well, that leads into our next topic conveniently.
I know I often go off on Kobe Bryant for being a rapist and all, but I've been watching those YouTube shorts, and when the guys talk about his work ethic, if one guy had said it, I'd have been like, okay, and Babe Ruth ate 8 hot dogs before every game. But like every guy that talks about him seems to say the same shit. And that's that one guy said, he was like, I made it my goal to get downstairs first. He's like, I set my alarm for, 4 a.m., something like that. I get up at 4 a.m., get my sneakers on. They're right by the bed. I'm downstairs, getting ready to make my breakfast. Kobe's there, all sweaty, ice packs on his knees. He goes, it was 3 days after he had lost the championship. He wasn't just up before me. He had gotten a workout in, and apparently it had been such a hard workout.
At some point, that was nighttime.
Yeah. It started at like
if you get up at 4 a.m. and his workout's finished, he worked out overnight. That's not morning anymore.
Well, I saw some like the algorithm was like, Kyle doesn't care that Kobe rapes. Let's show him some more. And so it showed me this other one, and he was like doing a speaking engagement, I guess. And he spoke about that as like a life philosophy. He was like, well, look at it like this. When do you wake up? When do you work out? All right, you get up at 6. Hell, let's make it 7, 8. You get up. You eat your breakfast. You do your workout. Let's say that's 2 hours. So now you got to eat. You got to rest a little. You got to recover. You get your second workout in the day. 2 to 4. You got to eat. Now it's bedtime. Got to get up in the morning, get it going again. Well, that's not what I do. And he like lays out this plan where he's doing 4 days, and he's like, now you extend that over your lifetime. He's like, they can never catch me. He's like, it doesn't matter if they work hard all summer. Not that I'm working all summer too, but even if I didn't, it wouldn't matter. He was explaining that he's like trying to practice literally more than they ever can. I like that.
So he was a great player. But he would have won more rings if he wasn't so hard to get along with. He was hard to get along with because he had high expectations. He met his own expectations, but nobody else could. So you get a guy like Shaquille O'Neal. He can't work as hard as Kobe. If Shaquille O'Neal worked year-round and got up 4 a.m. and did all those exercises, his knees would have busted.
He'd have hit free throws.
You might have hit more free throws like that. I'll line up with.
Yeah,
but I also think you'd have missed more games. Like his body needs more rest. He's too big. You can't jump around at 265 pounds, 300 pounds, whatever he was, and do that all day, 4 times a day. And eventually the two split up. Would Kobe have would Kobe have earned more rings if he and Shaq could have stayed together longer?
Of course. What if he didn't
work as hard? You know,
well, I mean, like who's to say that if Shaq had like worked harder, that maybe if they stay together, they win fewer rings, right? Like maybe, I don't know. I don't really care, to be honest. I just really liked his work ethic. I can't stand that fucking game. It's so annoying to watch. Like, I don't care who's good at it or who's bad at it or who's, oh, this new guy. Oh my God. The handles. Oh, when he walks, he bounces the ball twice and he's across the court. He's like the best running back in the entire NBA. Like, they're all running backs. The NBA is full of fucking running backs that are 7 feet tall, and it's frustrating to watch. And I bet it's really hard to watch if like you're like a fan who cares about fundamentals. I'm just a person who cares about fundamentals. I'm not a fan at all because I think it's a stupid fucking game with all the bouncing of the balls, and you know that game was. They haven't changed it enough since it was peach baskets and white boys. You got to evolve the game.
I like the game. I feel like you could level these criticisms against football, which I think you like a little more. Like to succeed in football, you need body types that normal people don't have. Like I'm 6 foot, 200 pounds. There's not really a position I could play in football in which I'd be useful. I would have to be stronger and leaner. Like, I don't know, that can't be a normal person and thrive at that game at the pro level. Maybe kicker. Yeah,
but it's a little bit different because if you took the proportions of the people and saw what their wingspan, for example, and made that a percentage of the playing surface. In the NBA, like the 5 guys' wingspan is probably 75% of the width of the goddamn court, Woody. Like, it's, go out on the football field, it's 100 yards. Like, they're not in a film or whatever. They're not taking 3 strides and getting down the field. But in the NBA, your boy LeBron literally takes fewer strides, right, than a normal human being or something.
I think I get what you're saying. Like, Tom Brady's only, I'll make it up, 10% bigger and stronger than me.
Yeah, over the course of 100 yards, it doesn't add up to huge difference.
It doesn't make a big difference, right? He is still only like 1% of the field. These numbers are surely wrong. Whereas, LeBron James, he's 30% bigger than me, and he can touch the rim, and I can. Yeah, I get it.
And you can. Have you? I don't know. The most I've ever done, not that I've like trained or tried, but in high school, I could take like 2 or 3 running steps, and I could jump, and I could get like a couple fingers on the rim and make it go down. Like, that's as high as I can ever fucking get.
I think that's better than me. I think I could reach. You know how the net, like the loops that are very close to the rim are a little bigger.
Yeah, you can get in there and pull yourself up at them if you want.
Yeah, I could definitely like grab the net and pull up, like climb my way there. But I think I could even grab at my best the highest holes that not touch the rim, but the holes that would have touched the rim.
So my arms. So if I stand flat-footed, barefooted, I can make like my 3 fingers go the 3 fingerprints go flat on like an 8-foot roof. So like I'm not that far from the strings. I can hop and like slap the strings. So I've got like no jumping technique. I'm really only jumping like this high to grab the thing.
And then now I bet you haven't done it in a long time.
Now you take someone who's great at jumping with like a 40 fucking inch vertical, and then you make them 1.5 foot goddamn taller than me, and you leave them on the same surface, the place where I can grab the shit, the place where I can fucking like. I'm right there. Like I don't feel like a midget on a basketball court. I feel like, yeah, this was designed for a man my size. I would have been the big guy back in Indiana in the fucking 1860s or whatever.
Shooting in the peach
tore
basket.
that P2 off the fucking wall like Shaq in 93. There, who didn't do shit for like 100,000 years, and it's harsh as fuck out there. Meanwhile, you've got in South America where it's nice and cool, like temperate climate where you just grab stuff out of the rainforest and eat it as long as you control the panthers that are trying to eat you, I guess. They're inventing astronomy and calendars and predicting.
South America did that?
Of course, yeah.
They invented astronomy.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't invent astronomy.
Did they invent this?
How do you know?
Maybe they arrived at it on their own. You mean like they were not the first people to discover like astronomy and all that? Wasn't that like the Middle East?
I don't think we know who
someone
the first
in Europe
people
navigated by the stars.
Yeah, like every culture used the stars to navigate. But I'm sure they figured it out at different times.
Well, I was just talking about like the Mayan calendar and how far back that went, and that's
okay.
They're utilizing the stars and stuff to do that. you know, and the sun at its like zenith or whatever from either side, right? They built those pyramids to like show things at certain days of the year with the shadows.
Those pyramids are pretty new. I was just watching Ed March, C90 Adventures. He rides a tiny motorcycle. He went from like Alaska, across Canada, across America, then to Argentina. Right? Can you picture how long? Oh my
God! Yeah.
Right.
So sucks.
Along the way, he visits like this Aztec or Mayan temple. It's like a pyramid. And then he finds out the thing is like 150 years old and he's British. So he's like, oh, yeah, actually, my bedroom is older than this pyramid.
All right.
Yeah, so, it's like, really? Because Oxford's been a university since the year 900. Like,
he may have found some pyramid they made for fucking tourists 150 years ago, but those pyramids go back thousands of years.
Which one?
Not according to a YouTuber I saw.
Yeah,
maybe not the one
YouTuber.
Yeah. Colin's doubting my historians.
I mean, you watched the Mel Gibson movie.
Oh, yeah, Apocalypto. That was a good movie.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, pretty hard. This makes sense.
Mad Max.
That classic film.
No.
Yeah, like the Japanese. Isn't it like Japan's full of mountains and difficult weather and difficult terrain? Weren't they? They've been fucking with China for a very long time. Always trying to invade China. Always invented them.
The Chinese invented paper, gunpowder, and maybe
the game
writing.
You start with sailing, I think.
Maybe writing. We probably don't know who invented writing. Like I feel like all the time they find some older thing.
Here's the thing, though. If they invented paper, were they wiping their ass with it? Probably not first. They're probably writing on it. So I think the Chinese did all those things, and then,
they did.
Our poor ignorant ancestors were over there being pale
and cold,
very cold,
very chilly.
Cold. Yeah,
that would suck. Just having months out of the year where it's like, there's still nothing to do, but now it's cold.
I've completely disregarded all your contrary evidence, and I'm sticking with my view anyway. That harsh environments make for advanced civilizations.
I think that's for hard people. I think that what's that whole thing where like necessity is the mother of invention. I think that if someone has a cold climate, that they will come up with a good way to deal with cold climates. I think if someone has like a megafauna in their area, like big giant animals that are hard to deal with, they'll learn hunting tactics to like deal with that. But I don't think it necessarily makes them the best and brightest at all things. I don't think that the people who live in the cold, hard to live in place are going to be the best scientists because it's hard there. I think that
there's more difficult places to live than just cold places.
I think a moderate place where not only can we are we challenged, so we have to get out of our hammocks and stop eating the coconuts, but we can also relax once we figure this shit out a little bit and start calculating and looking at the stars and making lenses and figuring out
things. Do have to be able to get on top of it. It can't be straight up desert or Arctic.
Yeah.
The Mayans that you brought up as your example of an advanced technological civilization, didn't they get shot by the Spaniards and just beaten?
Smallpox. They did get beaten pretty badly.
Smallpox. Come on. You know what?
You always go to the smallpox. I think muskets were part of it.
Guns and horses were a big part of it.
And smallpox. It decimated them.
They didn't have vaccines.
They didn't. You know what? Here's what I always wondered though. So we always talk about like how the white people brought the smallpox over to the West and would wipe out these indigenous peoples. Why didn't they have any diseases to like fuck up the white people?
They probably did. I bet because there's going to be diseases everywhere, right? Like there must have been shit that like all the Europeans started getting.
If they did,
I guess not as intense. Maybe it was like a milder shit, but like.
No, it would have happened if they did, right? We would have gotten, we got the.
Right. Don't go to Mexico. Montezuma's revenge.
We'd go somewhere and they'd be like, oh yeah, there's yellow fever down there, but it's not like the Brits went back home with yellow fever and wiped out London. Like, I'm just curious why.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah,
no clue. Maybe the pathogen died on the boat.
Well, Taylor solved it here.
They're very seasick pathogens.
They got no Dramamine in that time for the pathogens.
I don't care for it. They don't want that.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't know. What is It would be so tight if they found one of those like super ancient civilizations, way older than like Egypt or, ancient China. Because
they don't know how old Egypt is.
Like, what is it called? You've brought it up. Gekli Tepe.
Göbekli Tepe, that place in Turkey, that site they discovered that's well over 12,500 years old.
That's really cool. Stuff like that's fascinating.
That has those carvings and those enormous monolithic blocks that would have required not only someone who knew how to make monolithic blocks, but you have to keep in mind there has to be a system around the kind of person who is a craftsman and makes blocks like that. Uglug doesn't go out there, beat something with his club and eat it, and then go back to the mine that day. Uglug is this requires a miner who mines all day as a profession, and a craftsman who crafts all day as a profession, and like a religious society who's like, yes, we must have these things to please the gods, and little peons who are like, certainly do, right? All those things required a civilization of some like level is required to make those things happen, and we don't know anything about those people. And Egypt too, like the word that Egyptians use for the pyramid builders is not Egyptian. They call them by a different name as a different people.
Interesting. So
they don't know how old that
some
stuff
people
is.
think that like pyramid predates the Egyptians? Like
yeah,
the really old
by
one?
many thousands of years. And like the Sphinx, like they don't know how old that stuff is.
Yeah, you talked about the Sphinx recently, which I didn't know the Sphinx was older than some of the pyramids.
They don't know, nobody knows how old it is.
If you took someone from one of those ancient civilizations, right, and granted them immortality, right? So now this guy's 12,000 years old. I wonder what he'd be like, right? So biologically, let's assume he's the same, that humans haven't evolved in 12,000 years. He's working with basically the same, wetware that we are. Cool. Would he be a genius, having learned things for the last 12,000 years? Would he be a dumbass like me, still stuck on some outdated food pyramid that he learned in fourth grade?
He's still eating his 12 servings of grain a day.
Just, bread is part of the foundation of this whole fucking thing.
I remember I wasn't as into the Muppets as Sesame Street. I loved Sesame Street. Just their whole community loved it. Mr. Rogers, I was all about that. It was so calming.
I liked bits. I was like, oh, this is the count to 12 part.
Yeah.
Yes, this is my favorite animation of the world. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
I remember like telling my brother to like shut the fuck up every time the count would get on there because I really liked it. He only had one bit. And it was he only had one bit, but every time it's like, today we are going to count to 4, 1, 2, and I remember like liking his vampire laugh and like just like telling my brother to shut up because I wanted to hear his counting. That can't be like that educational.
Come on, it is. The only thing I don't understand is Oscar the Grouch. Like, why do we have a homeless guy living in a trash can?
Well, you need to have a little bit of realism in there. Teach kids there is danger.
Then why is he green?
Because he lives in garbage, like green garbage juice, right? Like,
I've never seen green garbage.
I don't know. What color should he be, man?
Marks on it. And you're right. There's plenty of things that you want to be worn. Like, it shows that you use it, like, I don't know. My knives.
Your trailer hitch receiver. Yeah, you're.
Sure, you can look at my kitchen knives and tell they've been sharpened many a time.
I like that one.
They've been honed down a few times. I got out of hand one time with my fancy ass knife and like chopping a turkey and fucked the blades all up. I had to take it to a goddamn professional to get it fixed. It was,
did you?
Yeah, because they were like knocked.
What were you doing to the turkey?
I thought this big ass German chef's knife could chop through a turkey leg. Yeah, I thought you could chop through a turkey leg with it, and I like the third whack, and it hasn't gone through it. I get that I'm supposed to have like a meat cleaver, but I don't own a meat cleaver.
I could have made that mistake. Taylor's laughing at you, but I didn't know any better.
But
no, it's just I was imagining it on the third smack, like I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah,
I'm with Kyle. I gotta hack it a little bit. Yeah,
it was a bone. Like I tried to like force through the bone, but it's a bone, and I remembered every movie.
How bad was the nick in it? Like
bad enough that it's cosmetic, like cosmetic.
Uh-huh.
Where
like I didn't like the way it
over.
looked though. It like nicked into it because it was already a razor sharp knife. It was like there's a chunk missing, like a chip, like a nick in the blade.
And now it's in
part
your
of the blade. somewhere. I mean, just a little piece.
His turkey's got some iron in it. I can sharpen. I'm a decent sharpener. I had to get good at it for woodworking. I've been sharpening knives lately, and they're a little. Most of the woodworking stuff I sharpened was straight, right? So it was chisels and planes mostly, and they have a really straight blade, and it takes less skill. A knife, on the other hand, is often arced, like there's a curve to it. So there's a different technique in the way you slide it across the stone. And I'm newer to it, but I'm getting it.
Do you use like those setups where it's like you start with this stone and then you do a higher grit and then this and then so you've done that whole thing?
I have wet stones, oil stones. I'm using diamond stones lately and strop. And
how do you determine?
I bought this Amazon sharpener like years ago because I was like, it was just one that you like hold and you like drag the knife through it, and like I threw away the instructions, didn't know, and then I like used it once because I was like cutting something and the knife was shitty, and I was like, oh yeah, that Amazon thing, and like I started going like trying to do it, and like I guess I did it wrong or something because it destroyed the entire blade. Like I don't know if it was a crappy sharpener or if I just like went in too hard, but like
I think I've never had luck with that style of sharpener.
After a couple, it was like, oh, all right, well, this is going in the garbage. Like I can't, the knife. I mean, like I couldn't sharpen the knife anymore.
Do you find the angle with just your hand, or do you have one of those little plastic things that lock onto the side of the blade that it rides?
So both. I have the plastic thing that you're thinking of. I think mine's metal, but I don't use it anymore. Now I kind of have a knack for putting the blade on the stone and feeling for when I have the factory angle. And then I use my thumbs to maintain that angle as I push it across the stone.
Yeah.
And with a chisel, that's like training wheels, because you like, I wish I could describe it well, but you sort of, put it on the factory angle and you're like, boom, it's locked into that place. And anything else is you're tipping on one of the two edges.
Yeah.
So then you just push it on that. And then a knife is like a harder place to start to learn that skill than a chisel or a plane.
I might not be the best at getting, like you said, this curved part of the blade out here. I just change angles and try to hit it flush. But like, I definitely am really good at getting this thing done. I've got a similar thing to you guys.
Probably the important part, I think.
Yeah, I would think so. Like when you're actually. And he had like scary stuff. Like he had all these CIA lipstick guns, like cases full of them, like not one or two, like 30 of them in different colors and every variation and size that they ever made. And he was like, yeah, these were made by the CIA, and they could like pull it back and you let go and it fires like a 32 caliber bullet. And it's integrally, it's suppressed on the inside. So you can be in a restaurant and go thunk and just keep walking and nobody.
That's kind of cool. I saw a collection like that at the FBI. Like I did like the FBI tour in Washington, DC, and they have a big ass gun room with crazy spy shit like that. That was pretty neat. I don't think they'd allow you in there, Kyle.
I've seen no, not anymore. Well, I mean, they've already done my background check and it came up bad. So the answer is no.
Nice.
That guy also had movie guns. He had he had Gatling guns, like the old school with the
those are cool.
Like with the crank
4570, the 4570, like that, like coming down.
Like what kills Tom Cruise in The Last Samurai?
Yes, like that. He had miniguns, and he had
my sunglasses sponsor, Dillon Optics. They have a division that makes miniguns. Dillon Aero. They mount the miniguns on helicopters in Arizona.
I've shot one of them.
Same company.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they're fucking crazy.
I think I shot one of theirs, and I shot a different one that was actually the prop gun they used in the Matrix movie when Keanu's shooting out of the helicopter. That's the one I shot at at a lake one time. That was neat. I learned that after the fact. That was cool.
We've got really like shotguns. Like my old man's into the kind of like English, wood and fucking scroll work kind of.
They're beautiful.
Shot. Yeah, we just did 2 weeks ago. We were in Uruguay shooting birds. We went down there to shoot doves and to shoot pardis, which is like a quail. Very delicious, very tasty.
Nice.
The doves are really crazy because it's like they're like a pest down there, so they really want you to kill a lot of them. And so you line up against this, fence line with a case of shells. and 2 guns, you know, and you swap them off and you shoot like, you know, 200 birds in 90 minutes. It's fucking crazy. Amount of bird. Yeah, it's pretty brutal, actually.
It's a bloodbath.
Yeah. It is.
They have no chance.
It is. And I'm not actually that into like the killing part of it. Like I actually like the perdis because I like going out with the dogs in the fields. Like that's pretty cool to me. But there were some guys at this lodge who were like real into the mass slaughter of these doves.
They're like, no, I'm not even hungry. I'm going home. Let them rot. Like,
yeah, well, dude, you could eat like 10 doves for dinner. There's so little meat on those things.
Yeah,
so it's not really worth the effort. I told you guys before that my dad and I went to Uruguay, and we brought some shotguns to shoot birds, and they weren't the really, you know, my dad's got some pretty fucking serious hardware, but we don't like to travel internationally with those because, you know, you don't want something to happen to them. And so we had some guns that were nice, but not super fancy schmancy. So we brought them down, no problem. Coming back was a fucking disaster. Nobody in Montevideo had any idea how to check these guns through properly, to check in their serial numbers or any of that kind of shit. And, you know, you got to do it right. And then we land. It takes forever to get back. We had to fly through Panama City and then to Miami. It was like 25 hours of fucking flying, and it was awful. Yeah. But we land in Miami. It's 1 a.m. now. We're in Miami. There's nobody in the airport, and we go to declare our guns in the customs office. And we get there, and they're looking at them, and they're looking at the paperwork, and they ask my dad for the original proof of purchase for these guns.
What?
He has a photocopy of it, okay, which he does have. But they ask for the original proof of purchase, and he goes, "I live in New York. It's in my house, you know, in Connecticut. It's in my house in Connecticut." And they go, "Well, can you wake somebody up?" Because first off, it's 1 a.m. Second off, nobody's home. And he goes, isn't this Xeroxed copy like enough? And they go, no. He goes, we can't prove these are your guns, and we're going to confiscate them. It's a pair of guns. And he goes, my initials are literally engraved in this gun. Yeah. My son's initials are engraved in this gun. Both of our initials are embossed on the case.
Classic long con.
You can't, like, it's, you know, I realize that may not hold up in court, but here with us, can't you understand that?
Yeah.
That we brought them into you. Like, we're clearly not smuggling these guns. Like,
yeah, we waited in line to do this with you. Yeah, we're not trying to fool you.
Here's the paperwork for when we brought them out of America into Uruguay. Here's the paperwork for when we brought them back. And this guy's like, no, that's not going to work. We're going to have to confiscate these guns. And my dad's friend who's with us is this super Goomba guy right out of The Sopranos. And literally he's like, do you think we could come to some kind of an arrangement? I'm like, oh my God, shut the fuck up, dude. Like,
He's right. I can't wait to hear what the story
goes. You're not fucking helping.
He's helping. He helped, right? Tell me.
And I forget his last name, but it's something like Siciliano or something. That's like the most stereotypical.
Yeah, Danny Criminalici. Jimmy Laundrissimo.
Oh my God. And like, you know, and so they call in the boss supervisor who comes in. It's a super typical, like, yoked customs dude, you know, and he what's going on here? You know, what do we got? Okay, let me look at this. And, I don't think this is gonna work. We're gonna have to take these guns. And go, okay, can we come back tomorrow and get them once we get the something? And they go, no, it goes into seize the property. And at this point, my dad is just like, I'll fucking send a lawyer. I'm not dealing with this fucking bullshit. Like, take the fucking guns. Like, we'll send a lawyer here tomorrow. It's gonna fucking jam you guys up with paperwork for fucking 2 weeks for taking these things. And so the guy, okay, let me get your passports. The supervisor takes all of our passports, goes in the back room for like a half hour. So now it's like almost 2:00 in the morning. We're standing around. Eventually, and I don't know about you guys, but I believe that any bureaucratic system can be worked with, against, or around on the mood of the one guy you're dealing with. whether it's the DMV or the IRS or customs or the cops, or it's just you and the guy you're fucking talking to or girl. It's forget the fucking system. It's always about the one person you're standing there and their fucking mood. So eventually this guy comes back out, you know, and he goes, "Oh, I'm guessing he has Googled my father or whatever and found out he's not a fucking criminal. He's, you know, big time corporate type. Here's what I'm going to do. You know, I'm going to let you guys go this time. And, you know, just make sure you got the And we're kind of like, okay, you know, we're sorry. Thank you. You know, thanks for not taking the gun. And as we're packing him up and going to leave, now I'm wearing a mask and I'm wearing a hat. And this guy, one of the other guards comes up and goes, hey, psst, come here. And I go, what's up, man? And he goes, dude, I love your car reviews. And I'm like, you fucking knew who I was this entire time, man. You let me stand here for 2 hours with saying we're gonna take our guns, and you literally knew who I was and saw my initials carved into this gun, and we're like, yeah, no, that's not his. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. You couldn't have pulled up my channel and showed your boss.
Know me.
You literally know me. Like
he could have literally wrote on a piece of paper, I know this guy.
Yes, like
initials.
Do you know how often like that's worked in the past? Like I actually lost my driver's license once while traveling and got onto an airplane because the guy at the gate was like, no, I fucking know this guy. That is his name. Like that's actually worked in the past for me. But so I thought you would find that funny that this guy was
that is very funny.
Take our guns, and the whole time he fucking knew.
I'm so glad that Goomba friend of yours didn't get you put into a cell.
I wanted that to work so much.
I wanted it to work too. It's Uruguay, right? Isn't it like?
No, this was in Miami. This was in America.
Oh, I misunderstood.
This was not. No, this was once we landed in Miami.
Thought he was in South America.
No, he did this fucking shit in America.
He was doing the whole like, I wish there's something I could do.
Oh, it probably would have fucking worked down there. It didn't seem like there was a whole lot of laws down there.
Yeah. No.
Sometimes I feel like that's part of the compensation plan. Like, listen, we don't pay you much, but you get so much in bribes.
You're getting bribed at least 3 times a week.
Yeah, like waitresses get tips, bureaucrats get bribes. It's part of how we pay you.
Oh my god!
That's how you can make $175 a year for 10 years and be worth $48 million.
Now you're in higher level politics.
Yeah. It's wild that all these politicians reliably outdo economists.
Yeah, right. Isn't Nancy Pelosi like killing the fucking stock market right now? It's like
she's wasting her time in politics. She's a genius.
Why they call the first show in a series a pilot?
Oh,
I don't. I feel like you've told me this before. I should know.
They're going to see if it flies.
They're airing it for the first time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You know why they tell you break a leg if you're going to audition?
I always thought
it's
good
like
luck was bad luck. You know, like
they're hoping you end up in the cast.
No.
No, that's it.
I might have another one. I jotted a bunch of these down.
Man, these are. I can't believe I didn't think about that before.
Oh, I got you. You know why people tell you to hold your horses?
You don't want them to get away.
You want them to be stable.
Fuck. This is even worse than the friendly shit. Like,
all right. Let's go back to pick a minority. Let me spin the fucking wheel.
Do Native Americans.
I want to know.
Get your head dressed, and I'll start hitting the drum.
Is there?
Woody's got his fire water.
Is this real? Or are these from like a joke book? Or is there any truth to that?
Look, I was on the internet today doing my research for the show, as I do, and I came upon those little tidbits of knowledge, and I just thought I would share it with you guys.
I like it. I particularly like the pilot one, and I also liked how Woody basically got it right.
He did.
Like seeing if it flies. Like,
yeah, he could have worked that out. Like, I was like, oh, you might have this one. I got to keep moving.
It seemed wrong,
It's
but
gonna be
also
annoying if he
good.
knows these.
My personal.
What if he like pretty
evaluation
like
is-
deadpan known them all? Like, fuck you, man. Thought they were interesting.
I saw something funny on Amazon. It was like this mug that is all black, and when you pour into it, the picture of the guy Ralph from Skyrim shows up, and he goes, and it says like, "Hey, you're finally awake." Like, and it's him sitting there looking at you on the mug, and I'm like, I was stoned to shit, and I'm like, that makes me laugh. I bet that would make Kyle laugh also. And so I went on Amazon and I shipped it to Kyle's house without texting him. And then the next day I was like, did you get a package? And he's like, no. And I was like, this address? And he's like, no again. And so I sent a roll of papyrus and a funny mug to whoever lives at your old place. And it says from Taylor with love. So, maybe they won't return.
That's just as funny as giving it to Kyle.
That place is like an hour from me now. So it's like not even like drive worthy, but there's been a bunch of shit delivered there. Like my medicines have gone there before. Like testosterone has been shipped there before. I think for pharmacies, all sorts of shit. So whoever lives there has got like they're jacked.
They're jacked.
They got all
mugs. I don't know.
I don't even know if that's a real town, but it's a real movie.
Oh, what a cool town name, Mystery Alaska.
You must know that movie, Taylor.
I haven't watched it. No. Wait, is it the hockey movie where it's like the New York Rangers have to play a pickup game and okay,
yeah,
that pissed me off because
that's one of my favorite hockey movies.
Did the pickup team like do anything?
They didn't. They did okay, but I hated watching. I'm like, they're like, yeah, we know how to play pond hockey. This is our domain, and I'm like, this is the New York Rangers. Like, they could show up drunk, and they're going to win. And the only time you're going to score on that goalie is if he feels bad for all the people that paid to buy a ticket and come out. Like, you're silly. You have no chance.
The premise of the movie is that this town revolves around hockey.
Yeah.
Everyone's social hierarchy is based on how good they are at hockey. The kids wake up and they skate to school and back. The guys are like young 17, 19-year-olds are out there training in the morning, trying to make the town's team and knock some 35-year-old into retirement. And it's constantly going. And the players are supposed to be good, like capable of competing at the highest of highest levels. And they bring in the New York Rangers, and there's some things about the ice that aren't quite right. I don't know if the rink is a different size or if it's just no Zamboni or whatever it was. They felt like they had some advantages by being accustomed to this surface that the pros wouldn't, as if these NHL guys they didn't play pond hockey growing up. Oh no. Yeah, but
they know that I play for the Swedish Olympic team as well, right? On the larger ice surface. They made a huge error inviting us. I'm going to destroy them. Like
so and I'll spoil the movie. They do okay. They lose. They get roughed up. Their best player shows that he's an equal of the Rangers and makes and gets called up. And but they just don't embarrass themselves. Kyle, you muted.
Do you remember the score?
I bet I looked it up quickly.
I feel like
too high.
The score should be like multiple 20s to maybe 1, but 1 is so generous, right? Like it should be silly. The idea that one of them is their equal is very believable, though. It's like, what, you've got a town that does nothing but play this sport. You're telling me one of those guys isn't going to go pro? Probably is.
No, yeah.
It's just like those genetics go a long way, but I refuse to believe that growing up being like, I don't know, the Manning's son isn't just day in and day out just, oh, you got to think about it this way, son. I learned that after 40 years of doing it.
Yeah.
Oh,
look at this,
Papa.
son. You're also 6'6" with huge football throwing hands. Like, wouldn't you know it?
Yeah, but I think so I had a guy in high school who went on to play pro football, and his father played pro football too. Was he a physical specimen? Yeah, big, strong white guy. But I mean, at 16, he could have coached that high school team. He was so knowledgeable about the game, and he was our best. I think he was a running back, but he was also our best defenseman. So he played the entire game long, and he just knew everything there was to know about football. And I bet you could take someone with that same body and have him not grow up the child of a professional football player and the head coach, and he wouldn't be a pro football player. It's not just body; it's environment.
Definitely. And then also like if you're Peyton Manning's son or whatever, like, I mean, he can pay for all sorts of tutors and like this is what we do. He can just take you out of school and be like, you're going to the football school with me.
This guy won 2 national championships, but never started in college, but played in the pros for like 5 years till he hurt his knee. I bet there are people in Georgia in that situation who like never even start, but their second string running back is NFL worthy.
That's the other thing that's an interesting question is like, could like the national championship and college team even get on the field with an NFL team?
No.
And the answer is no. The answer is no. They just get shit on.
There would be no. I remember like talking to a friend because like in college I had no conception. I never really followed the NFL, and I remember talking to a buddy of mine in my dorm and being like, "Well, who was it at the time? LSU, whoever the world beater was in 2009, it was like." They could like play against the Jacksonville Jaguars, right? Like the best of this and the worst of this. And he was like, no. And then he just pulled up ESPN.com and showed me the sheer size of like the linemen in the NFL and then the size of the college ones. And I'm like, oh no, this is a risk to their health. We can't allow this.
So hold on. We are all in full agreement on this. That reigning champions at the college level will get wrecked by the Detroit Lions every year. The only like little hint of daylight between us, I really want to see that game. I really, really want to see that game. I want to know what the score is. I want to know if the pros can get motivated. You know, there's underdogs stand a chance sometimes just because they're the only one who cares about this game.
Yeah,
I want to see it. I want to see.
Yeah, the problem would be like you're gonna hurt those college guys before they get to hit the draft up.
Oh, you're right.
For
there's
a silly all-star type game.
It's weird to think of like a human as being so valuable, but so I follow the NBA the most closely lately, and like this guy's $140 million contract. If I'm the Sixers, I've made $140 million investment in a human. He's not just a dude whose ankle I care about. He's an asset, like a piece of machinery in this company, a central one.